What it do, people? I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode, man, of Know That Sport Podcast, sponsored by Highlight Commodity. Y'all see, man, there's a bunch of folks in the building, man. And we're going to start out letting y'all know what their names is, where they from, what they back, what they got going on. Start it out, Walt.
All right, well, I'm Walt Stringer. As you know, I've been on the show podcast many times with you. Thanks for having me on again. But
Oh,
seeing
God.
draft analyst from the East West Football Network, I don't want to hold nobody up. We got a lot of people, so
We
I'm
do.
gonna state it and keep it moving.
All right. Fidel Barraza, East West Football Podcast and EastWestFootball.com.
KJ300, Future Sports Talk. Go on next.
Big Block Sports, representing the Niner faithful.
Beautiful.
And the Whitley Cole from East West Football Podcast.
And Leander Green representing Sports Talk with Leander Green.
Before we say anything, man, I so appreciate you, Findale. I mean, not Findale, but Kendall, for not saying somebody page because you usually be like this. Kendall Little, East West Football Podcast, woo woo.
Mac Jones forever.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mac Jones love.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate all y'all coming on the show, man. Real talk.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
I know the NFL,
Yes,
the NFL finna jump out, man. Finna jump all the way out. So we're gonna start out with the NFC North. Y'all know who win that division. I'm saying Minnesota, Green Bay, with Detroit, Chicago. Wow, started out, man. Who win the division?
I think Green Bay still reigns supreme in the division. I think they've done enough over the past 2 or 3 drafts building that defense. They've always drafted well any damn way. I mean, that comes down to what the Packaway was always all built about. You look at guys like Jair Alexander, first round pick on him. They always seem to find safeties later on in the draft or on other teams that turn out to be solid contributors to the corner they got. Stokes, out of Georgia. Yeah, last year he looked to be a reach. Stokes looked to be a reach at first, but Stokes turned out to be a star and it's just his rookie season. They went out, they got Quay Walker. Like, they did a lot to really make sure they bolstered that defense because I think at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is enough to get you to 11, 12 wins. But I think once you get past week 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, he needs a lot more to carry him. He's not that same guy who can carry you through the playoffs. So I think that defense is going to be top tier this year, top 5, I think, in the league. And it'll be enough to carry them throughout the regular season. I think that receiving core is going to struggle. There's going to be some good games, like it is with any young receiving core. There's going to be some games where Green Bay going to splash some people. Then there's going to be some games where they're going to drop a lot of passes. Aaron Rodgers is going to get frustrated. They're going to have some down times. They're going to lose. So I think when you're dealing with that much inconsistency offensively, you got to run the ball and you got to play really good defense. And I think that's what Green Bay going to do this year. So I don't think it's our year yet. I think Green Bay still reigns supreme with the division. And I think it's a toss-up between us and Minnesota, honestly. If you look at Minnesota and Chicago, they both going through the same thing that we went through last year. Brand new head coach, brand new GM, and pretty much trying to overturn a roster that needs talent. The Bears need a lot of talent. The Bears remind me a lot of what we were roster-wise last offseason before we were able to turn things around. So, yeah, I think Detroit comes in second. I think Minnesota comes in third, and I think the Bears come in last.
Findale, your turn.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, but I think Green Bay is going to end up winning this division. I know last month I said Minnesota. I just, Aaron Rodgers looks like he's motivated to come back and have a good season without Devontae Adams. I know a lot of the media has made a lot of Devontae Adams not being there. So I think it's going to be close, but I like Green Bay to win that division. Minnesota coming in second and Detroit coming in third. I think they're going to be in a lot of close games, how they were last year as well, right? So this team improved. In the last place, Chicago. There's not much to say there. The full rebuild on the way for Chicago.
300, what did he doing?
Well, I like what Walt said. I got the Packers. I've been having a toss-up between those two, the Packers and the Vikings. But I just think with Aaron Rodgers in the regular season, what he do. You got new receivers, but the running game is better now. A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones going to do their job. Like he said, defensive-wise, they're very good on defense now. So throughout those first couple weeks, maybe where they're not on the same page with receivers, they can run the ball with AJ Dillon. They can run the ball with Aaron Jones, throw him the ball. They got a very good offensive line. So I think with the Vikings, it's just Kirk Cousins. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback at all. I'm just in the regular season, it's Aaron Rodgers every single time. Even with Dobbs or whoever he got out there, I just think they're a very good team now, and I think they've structured their team now to where in the playoffs when it's colder weather, now AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones can do their job, and they can play defense, so they won't have to put everything on Aaron Rodgers after he do an MVP type regular season. So I take the Packers, the Vikings. I want to go with the Bears third, and then I take Detroit last.
Woo! So we can be worse than the Bears, man. We stink out here, boy.
It's not far off. I think the Pack. I agree with you with the Packers, except the top 5 defense part. I don't think they have a linebacker core. Right? They lost to Darius Smith. No, I forgot which guy, but he went to the other team. The pass rusher went to the other team. Chicago is in a rebuild, but I think the talent they had, the difference they have with Detroit is, and it's not a lot, but I would rather take Justin Fields over Jared Goff any day. And then I think Minnesota, you mentioned it, Kirk Cousins. It's always a Kirk Cousins effect, and can Dalvin Cook stay healthy? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the Packers kind of win by default. Almost, we were talking about the Patriots before we started. It's kind of the same thing. They're going to get a couple of these wins just because they play Detroit and Chicago 4 times a year. But I'll take the Packers.
I'm going with the Vikings to win this division, and I've been on the Vikings.
Of course you would.
I've been on the Vikings since we did a podcast a couple months back. I have been on the Vikings. Nobody talked, but they had a real good draft. They had a real good offseason. They got Darius Smith from the Packers or whatnot. They got Patrick Peterson back. I know he's not the Patrick Peterson of old, but they got some good players on defense. They just traded for Jalen Rigg. I know he's terrible, but they traded for him, so obviously they know more about him than we do.
They also traded for Nick Mullins. That's the deal breaker right there. They definitely gonna win now with Nick Mullins.
Yeah, now I know y'all watched the top 100, and I can't believe I said it. Yeah, I mean I know Mac Jones was ranked ahead of Kirk Cousins in that, but I'm a bit. I like Cousins. I like Cousins and whatnot. And I think this is their best chance to do it. Green Bay, they've lost some key people. They lost Devontae. They lost a lot of people. We know what Detroit is. We know what Chicago ain't going to be. I'm going Minnesota, and I think they could be a top 5 team in the NFC. I'm going with the Vikings.
What?
Then I'm going to go with I'm going with the Vikings, Green Bay. Then I'm going to go Detroit, then Chicago. I think Chicago will have a top 5 pick in the draft next year. But yeah, I'm good. That's where I'm going. Vikings going to win. I think the Vikings will win at least 11, 12 games this year.
I do want to say something real quick. I think these younger receivers for the Packers might end up costing them some games too. So,
we got the best receiving core in the division, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be honest about it?
Bro, Justin Jefferson is better than all y'all receivers put together.
I said core.
What is he talking about?
I said core as a whole.
I don't believe that either.
I do like what Detroit is building there. They got some stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Building.
But right now, they ain't now.
Yeah, that's down the line.
Not this year. Not this year.
Not this year. Not this year. Not next year. But I like.
Next year be a little shaky now because they get that boy from Alabama. He'll be all the way back right.
Man, listen. I'm gonna just say this: we got one of the best offensive lines in football. We're gonna have a running game. We got Chark out there. We got St. Brown out there. We got Hawkinson out there. We'll have Jameson Williams back by like week 7, maybe Thanksgiving at the latest against Buffalo. Hutchinson's proven to be a stud already. Like, we have peace. We have everything Chicago doesn't have. So I don't understand how having Justin Fields is going to put them ahead of everything we have here when they don't have anything in Chicago around them. Like, Fields is going to have a historical second season for Chicago to even be anywhere remotely good. Now, at least if golf may not be
5 points as soon
as
he put
but
his uniform on.
You can either think about it. You can either take Justin Fields in his second year with all that trash they got around him, or you can take Jared Goff with everything we already have built around him. We can bet on it that Goff has a better statistical year than
That
Fields.
offensive line for Chicago.
I mean,
It
I disagree.
It is bad.
Let's see, Green. Who you got, Green?
I'm rolling with the Packers. It's not even going to be close. And the reason why I say that, I think the Packers have the best defense in the NFL for this season. And the reason why, because they have stars, maybe all pro players on every level, like Kenny Clark on the defensive line coming up the middle. You got Rashad Gary coming into his own off the edge. And then you got Preston Smith coming off the edge. So their pass rush is going to be there. They're going to be able to stop the run. And then their linebacker was an all-pro second team with Devontae Campbell and the rookie that they got. So the front seven is looking nice. We know what their cornerbacks can do with Jair Alexander, Eric Stokes, and Rashul Douglas when he stepped up last year. And then they got 2 Pro Bowl, maybe all-pro safeties. This defense is stacked. And we see what they got at the running back position. And this kind of remind me of the 1998 Denver Broncos when Elway was into his little twilight years and Terrell Davis carried them. But the Packers going to do that and also have the defense to get them over the hump when it comes, December and January. So I got the Packers. It's not even close.
Man, that man just turned my stomach with that shit, man.
I knew he got it for something.
Man, that man just turned my stomach with that shit, man. It cool though. It cool. I can't say that. I know. The people that listen.
Look, I heard best defense in the NFL, so I had to remind.
That's why I said I'm so glad the people that listen to this can't see that, man. I'm so glad the people that listen to this can't see that, man. You gonna really put this on ugly ass New Orleans shit on. You got to
use that as your thumbnail. Use that as your thumbnail, man.
I use that. But when it back to the NFC North, I really feel the same way Kendall feel, and I really don't do that all the time. But I like Minnesota to win the division. I think Green Bay defense better than Minnesota, but I think just the way Findale said, them wide receivers gonna cost them some games. The same way, Green, that you said about the 98 Denver Broncos, only thing different is they had a coach like Mike, what his name is, Shanahan. He whip running the ball. He gonna run the ball. That's what he gonna do. I don't think the boy Green Bay gonna do that. They got to let Aaron Rodgers through it. It's Aaron Rodgers. He missed everything. Or whatever. So I got Minnesota coming in first, winning the division, making the playoff. I got Green Bay coming in second. I like Detroit to come in third. Ain't no way in the hell Chicago better than goddamn Detroit, period. The offensive line is goddamn wet paper. Down in Chicago. So I got Detroit coming in third, Chicago last. Chicago get one of the top 5 picks in the draft, I think, coming up. To be truthful, that's how I feel about it. The NFC North. Next up the bat, we got the NFC South. It's a hell of a time we talk about the South next, and then man go there and put on the coat. I really want to go Walt Findale 300, but can I please let 300 start this off, man? Can I please?
You got to.
I'm not gonna take.
Who wins the NFC South 300?
You need to introduce nothing. I ain't gonna take none of y'all time, man. The Saints gonna win it. That's number one. Then we can worry about everybody else. Now I'm gonna take Tampa. Right, then I'm gonna take Carolina. And then we're gonna take the trash birds at the end. The reason I say that is, first of all, everybody love talk about Dennis Allen. Oh, it's his first time and he wasn't good.
He was 8-24. He was 8-24. He was 8-24. He was 8-24.
Let's not forget who the coach at Tampa right now. What was he doing when he was a head coach?
But he got Tom Brady. But he got Tom Brady.
That's the problem.
And you got Jameis Winston.
That be the only thing you got. This
ain't the same thing.
Basketball. We was hitting Tom Brady every year with a offensive line. And you lose your center, you lose a tackle with our defensive line, with our defense improved, you're going to get sacked. So you're going to lose to us, first off. Then you got to schedule a little bit tough. You know what I'm saying? So then on defense, your corners, your safeties, kind of suspect. So you're going to go against Michael Thomas, fully healthy, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry in the slot. Somebody that people know on the Saints, but he going to be open all the time. Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, and then everybody big question is Jameis Winston. Like I said, if Jameis Winston is our biggest question for people to think that we're not going to make it to the playoffs, that's the best question it is. Because if it's Jameis Winston, After what I saw last year, when he didn't have none of these players I just named, besides Alvin Kamara, what you think he gonna do with these players right here? What you think? So we're gonna take the Saints. We're gonna take Tom Brady. We're gonna take the Carolina Panthers. I think they got better. I think they've improved. I think they can make it the best option for them. If he can stay healthy, they gonna fight. So I don't think they just gonna be trash. I think the only trash team gonna be the Falcons because that's what they is in a way. But yeah, the Saints gonna win it. And y'all don't make me upset because I don't want to go inside y'all takes. Because don't say Temple. Don't say Temple.
Let go be blocked. Let go be blocked.
No, I'm still taking Tampa Bay. I think they're the more experienced team. I think the Saints lost a lot on defense. I think they're going to miss Marcus Williams. I think they're going to miss Gardner Johnson. Say what?
We got Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May.
Tyrann Mathieu like 400 years old, bro. Like I know it's like a nice story. And it's like, oh, he came home. It's good for TV.
Jarvis Landry too now. Jarvis Landry too now. That all that came home and all of those shit.
Jarvis Landry, you know what I'm saying? It's a good story. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So like, but Tom Brady was just in the Super Bowl like 2 years ago. Tyrann Mathieu was, you know what I'm saying?
What was he doing 2 years ago?
Losing in the
Super Bowl. Getting beat by Tom Brady.
But what he there?
But
AFC Championship game.
I think the Saints will push the Buccaneers. I think they're better. They're better than the Panthers. They're better than the Falcons. I don't think they're better than Tampa Bay as a whole, mostly because of the quarterback position. But I also think the experience on defense as well. But the Saints defense is true though. They true though.
One question: you think Tampa Bay defense better than the Saints defense?
No.
When healthy, I can.
As a unit, I don't think they're better than New Orleans as a unit.
They play together longer. You bringing in a lot of new pieces.
Tampa got a lot of names, but I don't think they play as a unit as good as the Saints do.
The Saints have a very good defense. I'm still taking Tampa Bay.
I
don't know.
I'm gonna go, and Fidel can attest for that. I've been on the Saints since the draft started. I think the Saints will win. I think they're gonna be a top 3 team in the NFC. I think the Saints can win 12 to 13 games, somewhere between 11 and 13 games. But I'm gonna shout out to Demario Davis, man. He's an under radar linebacker. The boy can ball. He does not get the credit he deserves. I like the Tyrann Mathieu pickup. I like Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas. If he can get healthy, because there's always something going on with him. But if he can get himself right, they're gonna be all right. And we saw what Jameis would do. Like he'll throw you 30 touchdowns, but he'll throw you 36. But when he had Mike Evans and Godwin and Mike Evans, Godwin, somebody else he had in Tampa Bay a few years ago, he was slinging that thing. He can play. But I'm gonna go with the Saints. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. And I think Carolina can make a sneaky playoff run late. I like the Baker Mayfield. I'm telling you, Carolina do not sleep on the Panthers. I think they can be bound for the last 2 playoff spots. The Falcons gonna be the Falcons. I do think they're a little better, but like 6 wins better. That's it. They be 5 or 6 wins. I got Carolina winning at least about 9 or 8 games. Tampa 10, 11. I got the Saints winning at least like 11, 12 games. I think the Saints can be. I mean, they might can get to the NFC Championship game if not more. I'm really on
like a 20-game season, bro.
Huh?
It's like a 20-game season. Everybody winning 10 games.
The way he made it sound, it 3 teams come out of NFC South going to the playoffs.
Everybody chasing the number one.
Did we like this a real like this the birthday division or whatever?
Don't be shocked if the Panthers like be bound for winning the last 2 spots. I didn't say they were, but I mean I think that people sleep on the Panthers, man. They're closer than the Bucks and the Saints and the Falcons are. But I think the Panthers they can be a real threat this year. But I'm going Saints, Buccaneers, Carolina, Atlanta.
Green, what the P doing?
I'm rolling with the Saints in this one too, because I'm a defensive guy and I love defense and I love the Saints defense. And Dennis Allen, I think he's a good coach. When he was with the Raiders, he just didn't have the pieces. You know, he just didn't have nothing with the Raiders. and he's a brilliant mind on that defensive end. And Jameis Winston, he what touchdowns a few years ago in Tampa Bay. Although he had 30 interceptions, I think he matured and he got weapons in New Orleans. So I think they're going to be able to hold off Tampa Bay, and I think it's going to be one of those divisions where the division leader ends up with 11 to 12 wins. So I got the Saints, I got Tampa Bay, then I have Carolina coming in third, and it's going to be tough. It might be a fight for that last place. Carolina is fighting for that last place.
I think the Falcons the last play just this year regardless. Findale.
I want to say New Orleans is going to win the division, but I'm not going to. I'm going Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta.
Wow.
No, hold on. You got to tell me why. You can't just do that.
Look,
excuse me, my bad. You're right.
I'm not saying the Saints can't win the division. Look, I have concerns about Tampa. They got a lot of injuries, especially on that offensive line. You got a 45-year-old quarterback back there. So, I mean, things can turn out bad, but I just got a gut feeling, man. I'm going with my gut. I'm going with Tampa.
It's a 45-year-old GOAT. It's not a quarterback. It's a 45-year-old GOAT back there.
And where we do that go every year?
Eating.
With the offensive line.
Eating.
With the offensive line.
Hey, he does beat the Saints at least once this year, though.
Y'all watch him play football in January and February. That's what y'all do there.
Yeah. At the end of the day. Wow, who you like?
All right, so personally, I think this division gonna be a lot closer than people think.
Yeah.
I think this division, I think they're gonna beat up on each other. I don't see anybody running away with 13 wins in this division. Tampa and New Orleans know each other too damn well. Carolina mixed in there too. Atlanta's going through a rebuild, but I think Atlanta's in a position where they can still jump up and bite some people on any given Sunday too with the way they can run the football, I believe. And you got Kyle Pitts, you got a difference maker out there. You got Drake London. So Atlanta has the ability to jump up and bite some people too. I'm going to go with Carolina. And I picked Carolina to win the division last year. I was a year ahead. I think what it is with Carolina I like so much is a few things. First of all, it always goes back to the draft. They drafted damn well on defense. Even outside of the pass rush. They got the pass rush. They got the secondary. If you got those two things right there, and you can run the football, which they hope they can run the football, that's if McCaffrey's healthy. But you also had Chuba Hubbard backing him up.
It's been in for like 3 years now. It's been
You're right.
in for the last 3 years.
He ain't dead though. He ain't dead though. But I mean, I like DJ Moore. I like Ike Ekwonu, the first round pick, the left tackle. He's got Myles Garrett week 1, which is that's a hell of a way to get baptized. But yeah, I think Carolina and Baker. Baker isn't the best. Baker ain't the worst either. And I think Baker is going to give them a lot more stability under center than what the hell Sam Darnold gave them last year. I think Darnold was kind of ruined by the Jets.
That's not saying much.
It is because if you look at some of them games before Carolina,
Atlanta did start 6-0 with Darnold.
yeah, but that's the thing. It was because of defense and running. It wasn't because of Darnold's right arm. They was running him a lot too.
That
That's
boy
the
had
thing
like
about
4 touchdowns. He was about to lead the league in rushing touchdowns.
He was taking off. But yeah, I think
It was because of Darnold.
my thing with Tampa, man, not to say Tampa peaked too early because Tampa did win. The ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl Tom's first year there. I just think they breaking down, man. And when we go back to like the defense, hell yeah, Carlton Davis and I love Antoine Winfield Jr. Also, and then you look at the linebackers, Devin White, and you got Levante David, and the edge rushers they got. They got a bunch of names, but they just don't play well together consistently. Like when you watch Tampa last year, how many games, Fidel, Tampa games we watched, we like, dude, like, that's a lot of names on that defense for them to be playing that shitty.
Yeah, I mean,
So we don't know is it the coordinator, is it guys got paid and guys don't really have the same hunger as they had before? But I think then Tampa also lost one of their best guards to Cincinnati. So I mean, it's like the offensive line is going down. Leonard Fournette is just gaining more and more weight. He just seems to figure, as long as I get stronger, that's all the hell I need to do. Like,
You
no,
waiting for the
dude.
playoffs, baby. You know it's playoff.
Oh,
Lenny,
he's starting early, huh? He's starting early, huh? with the tacos and the pinto beans and everything. But yeah, I think this is Carolina's year, man. For them to catch lightning in the bottle. Not to say that Carolina's going to repeat and just take over the division, but we done seen multiple division winners from this division for, quite a while. I think Carolina is the type of team that could catch lightning in the bottle for one season, especially considering the type of season that we have right now. Atlanta, we don't expect them to really be much. Tampa's getting older. The offensive line is kind of in shambles right now. And I like New Orleans. I really do. I just don't know what to expect from Dennis Allen. If Sean Payton was coaching this team right here, hell yeah, I'll take them to win the division. Like, real talk. But I think right now Carolina is about to hit their stride, man. I really do. So I got Carolina coming in first, probably somewhere around 11, maybe 10, 11 wins. I don't think nobody's really going to run away with that division. Tampa, then I got New Orleans, then I'm going to take Atlanta.
I think that's the only way Matt Rule keeps his job, if they win the division and make the playoffs.
So if it comes down to Baker Mayfield and Jameis Winston, you're taking Baker Mayfield.
I'm taking Jameis. I'm taking Jameis Winston.
You talking about who I would rather have on my team, or
if it comes down to win this division, more confidence in Baker. First year with Carolina, then Jameis with the Saints. Before Jameis got hurt last year, he was playing real good.
He was.
Hey, you want me to answer that question? You talking about this season right here? This one right here, right? This is the one you talking about, right?
I'm talking about September the 11th at whatever time they play. That's what I'm talking about.
I got to take Baker Mayfield. The reason why I take Baker Mayfield because this man coming off an ACL injury. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. And Baker Mayfield playing for a job. Baker Mayfield playing for a job.
What Jameis Winston doing?
You got let New Orleans Saints hate go, man. You gotta let it go.
I understand.
Everybody that's watching this, do not listen to about the Saints, man. Don't do it.
I understand.
Come on now.
I can dig it. But I'm gonna let you know how I feel about the NFC South.
If KJ wasn't no Saints fan, you go with the Saints.
Them lies. Them steroids. That shit them refs be using. Them steroids.
Them steroids.
When it boiled down,
I'm from Carolina. I like Carolina too, but I
everybody from somewhere. Everybody from somewhere. Everybody where you're from. Everybody from somewhere. So I'm saying, then where you from?
I think they can make a late run, but they're not better than the Saints. They're not better than Tampa.
I understand. In the NFC South, I'm saying I like a lot of shit what Walt was saying, but I don't think Carolina good enough to win the division. I'm saying I don't think they're good enough. I like them though. I like Carolina, but I don't think they're good enough to win the division. I got Dad to win the division because I think Carolina. I think Dad them got the best quarterback in the division. Dad them got Tampa Bay got the best quarterback in the division, hands down. We ain't even got to talk about that. We know that. Okay, so I like Dad them to win the division. So I like it to be close though, because everybody beat each other in the division. So New Orleans got Tampa Bay number, Carolina got New Orleans number, Tampa Bay, Carolina got New Orleans number. Don't you shake your head? You said Carolina got New Orleans number. So Carolina got New Orleans.
Carolina got who number?
Carolina beat Jameis Winston last year. Did Carolina beat Sam Darnold beat Carolina last year? Did Carolina beat New Orleans last year? I'm asking you
about the Panthers.
Did the Carolina Panthers beat Jameis Winston at the New Orleans Saints last year? Sam Darnold and the third game of the season, right? Wasn't that the third game of the season?
What is that?
I'm just saying. Did y'all beat Tampa Bay one time, right?
Look.
You beat Tampa Bay. Y'all split with Tampa Bay. This is a big deal. But somebody split with y'all, it ain't nothing.
The Falcons got the Saints number more than the Panthers do.
Well, however you want to call it out. However you want to call it. But everybody got each other number. So I got Tampa Bay to come in first because they got the best quarterback in the division. I got the Carolina Panthers to come in second because I think their defense and Baker Mayfield got something to play for.
I have to get off here.
I got New Orleans coming in second. New Orleans coming in third. The reason why, because I don't believe in their coach, And I think Jameis Winston, it's going to take Jameis Winston at least 5 weeks to get his shit together. He just came off ACL injury.
You believe
So,
in that rule?
and I got Atlanta Falcons rebuilding, and they coming in last. Okay, so I know you don't like that part, whatever. I'm paid, however you want to call it.
I'm Cowboys fan because y'all be talking so crazy.
I understand how it goes. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, though, the next division we got coming up in the NFC East.
Man, all right.
Oh man,
And you know who's gonna start it. We ain't gotta talk about who's gonna start this off. We know who's gonna start this off. With the NFC East, I got the Philadelphia Eagles to win the division.
Laugh out loud.
I got the Philadelphia Eagles to make the playoffs in the division. I got the Dallas Cowboys coming in second. Giants third, Washington last. I think the Philadelphia Eagles is a damn good team. I ain't popping no flavor. I ain't trying to make it sound good. The Philadelphia Eagles, what the Philadelphia Eagles drafted, I wish a lot of Falcons would have did. We getting Jordan Davis and that boy Dean. I wish the Falcons would have did that so bad. You got Jordan Davis next to got that what that boy Fletcher Cox. Ain't that who they is?
Yep.
But that's
Fletcher
a problem. There. That's a problem.
Brandon Graham.
Big old problem. So then I like the AJ Brown, AJ Brown and then the wide receiver they got him in on draft days. They just like they drafted him, even though they didn't draft him, they got him in the trade. They just like they drafted him. That's a good move. That's a big body that hurts that the boy hurt can find. And said I like that. I think the Cowboys got. I think my daddy Cowboys got problems at the offensive line and at the wide receiver. Real bad. I believe we're gonna try to come out and run the football, and try to establish Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard some kind of way. I think my defense gonna be one of the top 5 defense in the whole league. That we're gonna get us where we're gonna try to go to the playoff, but I don't believe they're gonna get us to win the division. So that's how I got it.
Come in third. They might come in third. You mess around.
If they come in third, that means Carson Wentz or what the name Jones.
Daniel Jones.
They're having a tremendous year.
I would believe the Redskins more than the Giants.
Or Dak Prescott got hurt or some shit like that. But I don't think they're going on. Like I said, I got Philadelphia number 1, Dallas number 2, Giants 3, Washington 4. Let's go, Walt.
I'm agree with Philly. I think Philly will win the division. I think right now they're probably Philly out of everybody, them, the Giants, the Commanders, and Dallas. Philly knows exactly what the hell they are.
And they can run the ball.
Philly can run the ball. Philly wants to run the football, and they want to right. And more than anything, they want to dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. They know exactly what they are. Devontae Smith is a potential star in the league. AJ Brown is a star as long as he can stay on the field. They got a stable of running backs. They got a stable of running backs right now, and I think the Jordan Davis pick. We said it before the draft. Jordan Davis, the value he brings to a defense isn't always going to show up in the stat sheet. But when you watch what he does on film, man, like when was the last time you seen a kid? Well, he ain't really a kid. That's a really big boy. But when was the last time you seen one just step right into the league in a preseason game and get double and triple team like that?
But that shit is out for the rest of his career.
Nick Bosa.
Yeah, that too. Him too. And Dominican Sue too. But yeah, I think more than anything else with Sirianni, the head coach, I think Philly knows exactly what direction they're moving in. They know who they are more than anybody else. Washington, another team, they got a lot of names on that team, offensive and defensively, but we don't know what the hell we're really going to get from Carson Wentz. Are we going to get good Carson Wentz week 1, and then when he plays at Detroit, you get bad Carson Wentz, then you go back to good Carson Wentz again?
He does.
That defensive line, man, I think if that defensive line, if they play better, because they completely underachieved for like more than half of the season last year, and then once other guys got hurt, that's when they started playing better, which I found a little odd. But so yeah, I'm gonna go with them. And then I got Dallas. I think, and we spoke about this before we went live. I think Dallas, this may be one of those ragtag tough Dallas teams that get somewhere, win some games, but just misses the playoffs, because I can't really put all my eggs in one basket and really believe in Washington. I just can't. Like, I done seen too many quality Washington teams on paper that just went out there and laid eggs. It seemed like that team went out there against the Chargers week 1 last year and just laid a complete egg, and they just never recovered from it. So I'm going to go with Dallas second, Washington third, and then the Giants are just what the hell the Giants are.
Findale.
All right, I don't have to spend too much time on this. Honestly, Philadelphia, I mean, they had one of the best off seasons in the league. So I think they're going to go first. The only question mark I have and everyone else is Jalen Hurts. Is he going to be able to perform or not? I like Dallas to come in second. They got a lot of issues as far as injuries go, right? But I think ultimately Dak is going to help him win or take second place in this division. And then I like the New York Football Giants. I think they're going to be better under Brian Daboll. I expect Daniel Jones to have a decent year. And then I'll go with the Washington Commanders coming in last place.
Man, somebody get fired then. In Washington, if that happens.
Washington?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sam Howell, I think, is going to end up starting at some point this season. So
I do too.
300.
Yeah, man. Well,
see what I'm talking about? Why they hate now? Why they hate now?
Like I said, man, if a Cowboy fan already done gave up, you know, they usually say they going to the Super Bowl.
See what I'm talking about?
So for you to
keep it pimping, so they never keep it pimping.
Nah. For you
This is our year. This is our year.
If you got some type of common sense this year, I'm not gonna go too crazy on y'all. So my hardest decision is between the third and fourth spot. So you got the Eagles, the Cowboys, and it's just hard for me to right now. Daniel Jones and Carson Wentz, I don't know. I just don't know. So it's just a toss up. So I'll probably go with the Giants, and then I go the Commanders. But I like Ron Rivera more than the head coach at
I like Ron Rivera too
with the Giants. So it's gonna be a toss up between them two. But the top two, I think, is a lot. So since you're a Cowboy fan and I already said what you said, I don't have to say nothing else.
Big block.
Yeah, Cowboys lost a lot. Like they didn't want to re-sign anybody, and Philadelphia seemed to be able to draft and sign everybody. It was crazy. It was crazy, and they just traded today for Gardner Johnson.
So
yeah,
I forgot about that old move. I forgot about that old move. That old Charlie Johnson move. They ain't like that one. They ain't like that one. They call that excuse me. Where I come from. Where I come from, they call that excuse me. They call that.
And honestly, after the Eagles, it is kind of a crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not. I mean, the Cowboys are clearly the more talented roster, but they always the most talented roster, and they always just don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? I think I maybe like the Giants offense a little more than the Redskins, but then I do think McLaurin is probably one of the best receivers in the division, so it's hard for me to totally write them off. But I think I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Cowboys. I'm gonna take Daniel Jones over Carson Wentz because we kind of are like Carson Wentz has had way better situations than Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones been put in some terrible situations. So I'm gonna take the Giants third and then the Commanders last.
Sound about right. Kendall.
I'm going Philly, Dallas, Washington, New York. I do think Washington could be a sneaky team. I think they'll get hot late. And Big Block, were you saying Dallas roster is more talented than Philly?
No. Then the other two teams.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. But yeah, I'm going Philly, Dallas, Washington making a late run, and then the Giants, they're a hot mess. I mean, it is what they're disaster down there. But I'm going, Philly, Dallas, Washington, the Giants.
Green.
With this one, I'm going with everybody else. I'm rolling with Philly in this one. And only reason why I'm rolling with Philly is because the Dallas Cowboys coach. Dallas do have a very talented roster. And I think if they had a better coach, they can run away with this division. But Mike McCarthy, I think he's the most overrated coach in the NFL. I never really dug him, even when he was with Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers and Don Capers got him that Super Bowl. From his first year in Green Bay, I was yelling that they fire him. But, I think this may be his last year in Dallas. And because of that, Philly will win the division.
Hey, Green, man, I sure appreciate that, man. Because I was going to say that when we got finished talking about the division. Because I told a guy on here, I'm saying that we going to go get somebody. So there's somebody we going to go get. So I'm saying that Mike McCarthy got to have a bad year for him to get fired, right? He can't win the division and dominate and go to the NFC Championship and get fired. It don't go like that. Yeah. So to go get who I'm talking about, we going to go get. That I said a couple years ago, we going to go get. It got to fall like that. So I appreciate it.
just know you gotta trade for him. So
We ain't
I
got no
don't care
problem
what
with
I
all
gotta
that.
do.
We ain't got no
I don't
problem
care
with trade for it. We'll pay
whatever I
for it.
want, you
We
give
pay
me.
for one thing
Whatever
about it,
I
we'll
want,
pay
you
for what
give
we
me.
want. So then what we want,
Whatever.
we'll
Hey,
pay for
look,
it.
you
Now
can
we ain't got
have
a
him.
problem with that.
It's
Hey,
cool.
let me ask y'all this though.
Like I
Since
said,
we
though.
since we all on Philly, everybody pretty much have it that Philly gonna win the division. What is the one thing that if we sitting here 5 months from now saying, "Damn, Philly had a terrible season," what do y'all think happened?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen
Yep, Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts.
Okay, but and I brought that up to say this.
Hold on. I believe Jalen Hurts or injuries. Because you
That's
still
what
gonna
I'm
have
saying.
about two of the offensive linemen get hurt.
I mean, but
Yeah.
injuries is with every team though, so we can't.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But if
But I don't say
it happens, you know what it is. It happens about two of the offensive linemen get hurt. But if it don't happen like that, and got that mid-JB, they got a full team and they go out bad, it's Jalen Hurts.
Well, I brought that up too because they got the best backup quarterback in the division too, don't they? In Gardner Minshew.
Gardner
Yeah,
Minshew.
and they do.
Yeah. So I mean, let's say Hurts
I
does.
would kind of take Taylor Heineke over Minshew. I ain't Heineke he almost beat Aaron Rodgers.
Man, get out of here, man.
The boys barely made it out that game.
Not the Heine, man. Not the Heine, man.
I do have a problem though with Philly that none of y'all see it. Miles Sanders, the running game cannot be just Jalen Hurts. That is a problem. Miles Sanders and whoever it is that's the backups, they have to run the ball too. Their running game have to be good besides Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts does not need to be the leading rusher on your team.
No, it does not.
Then it's going to be a problem. Just like with Baltimore, like they got all these backs and they can run the football. Miles Sanders, they don't. One game they use them, then 3 games after that they don't use them. So the main problem, I think that'll be a problem too. If not just Jalen Hurts, it could be the running game too.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what you just said, and it made sense because they ran for a lot of yards in that one game against y'all last season,
Right.
but they can't do that to everybody. Like Philly only did that shit to like a couple teams last season that was actually built to not be able to really handle that.
But they used Miles Sanders that game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They did it to enough teams to be the 7th seed though. So
well, they didn't do it. They didn't beat everybody the same exact way though.
Yeah,
they beat the brakes off us though, but they ain't really beat the brakes off us just strictly running the ball either though. But hey,
they pulled it out.
It happens.
Next coming up, man, y'all know what the last one in the NFC. The NFC West.
Let's go, baby.
You know who got it started. I'll get to it, Block.
We got the best defense in the NFL. We have a young budding star quarterback.
Hold on. We got the best defense in the NFL. What the hell? Hold on, who the hell are you talking about?
We got the best linebackers in the NFL. We got one of the deepest defensive lines in the NFL. If Charvarius Ward and Emmanuel Moses can stay healthy, they're those two the best cornerbacks in the division.
What?
Now who you got, man? Who?
We got the one of the best. We got one of the what we can say Debo probably what top 5?
Top 5 what?
In the NFL?
Top 5 receivers?
George Kittle is the best tight end in the NFL.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. He is on the tight end.
Let me finish. Trent Williams is the best tackle.
All right.
Fred Warner is the best middle linebacker.
I don't know about that.
Nick Bosa the best passer. Let me know when you want me to stop because I've been calling off the best.
I mean, all that ain't the gospel though. Like we can argue whether Nick Bosa is. We can argue a lot of that though.
Yes.
He led the league in tackles for loss last year. I'm not making stuff up.
And T.J. Watt led the league in what?
Sacks.
So don't you, when you get sacked, you lose y'all too, don't you?
Hold on. You naming out that y'all have the best everything. You didn't name out the best for everything. You
ain't said the best quarterback. You ain't said the best running back.
But listen though, you ain't said nothing about that quarterback position yet.
I said we have a young budding star. You know what I'm saying?
How can he be a budding star? He ain't even took the field yet.
The best backup in the NFL. That's without a doubt. We have the best backup.
And then you had to keep
As of yesterday, we have the best backup in the
I stand on that too. I stand on that too.
You cannot trade him.
Like a true Niner.
And he's gonna end up playing games for the Niners this season.
And he ain't gonna end up playing games.
As of yesterday, we have the best backup. You know what I'm saying? We are catastrophe proof. Think of all the teams that lost their starting quarterback last year and had to put in Boyle, or whoever these dudes are, Peterman, or all these other extracurricular dudes, Josh Johnson, Cooper Rush, all the
Hey,
Brian
Cooper Rush won.
Hoyer. No,
Cooper
we
Rush
have.
won. When Cooper Rush came out there, he won. He won his game.
So we win in the division. I think the
Okay.
Rams have some problems on offense as far as the offensive line, but I think they will come in second. Arizona is on its way out, and Seattle is Seattle. They the Seahawks for a reason. Go Niners.
I hear that. Then come on with it.
I'm gonna go the Super Bowl champions number 1. 49ers number 2. The only reason I got the 49ers too because the Cardinals they can't seem to finish the season though. It's always something the past few years since they have Kingsbury and Murray. They can't seem to finish. If they could finish, I'll put Arizona number 2 because of the quarterback position. But yeah, Rams. What did I say was 2? 49ers 2, Cardinals 3, and then I got Seattle being number 4.
Let's go green.
Okay, the NFC West. Well, I'm going to go from bottom to top. I'm going to start off with Seattle at number 4. They're going to finish in last. We know what Seattle is doing every building, even though Pete Carroll might get surprised us all and go 10-7 in that division. Third,
Come on, son. Come on.
Third, I'm going with the Niners. And the reason
Third?
Wow.
It's possible.
the reason why I'm going with the Niners third, because I think Arizona is a pretty good team. Did they start off last season 11-0 or something like that?
You couldn't even say they were a good team. You had to say they pretty good. You couldn't be like Arizona is great. You was like, nah, they pretty good.
Although that was last season. Last season is last season. I think
Arizona, they did that 2 years in a row. They did that
Arizona
2 years in a row.
Right. And the reason why I think they would take that next step coming into this year. You know, you got to pay your dues before you get to that mountaintop. And they've been paying their dues. And I think they're ready to step up a little bit more. And we can't bet against the Super Bowl champion Rams coming in at the top of that division. Aaron Donald, said on defense. And then you bringing in the middle linebacker from Seattle, Bobby Wagner.
Wagner is old as Tyrann Mathieu.
He's old as Tyrann Mathieu. Season last year. He said season last year. So I don't see, even if he fall off 10-15%, he's still going to be one of the best middle linebackers, and his knowledge of the game is going to be pretty good for that defense. And we already know what that Cooper Kupp could do with Matthew Stafford and them boys throwing that ball like that. So the Rams is going to take that division, followed by Arizona's, Frisco, and Seattle.
That's crazy.
Wow. Who you got, Walt?
All right, man. First of all, can you share this San Francisco? This share it to the screen. I'm just with the schedule. All right. So let me check this out. All right, y'all. Week 1, y'all got the Bears. Week 2, Seattle.
Dub.
Shit.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you right here.
All right, cool. All right. Rams, week 4. Big game Monday night.
That's a dub.
I see 2-2 the first 4.
Week 5.
Hold on,
week 5, y'all got
Hey, Walt, start out for the beginning of them folks. Hold on, start out for the beginning. Hold on.
All right,
you got week 1 in Chicago.
Dub.
You got
week 2,
1
y'all
in
host
Chicago.
Seattle.
Division
week 2
game.
in Chicago. In Seattle.
Week 3 at Denver.
Denver.
5 o'clock start. Yep. Week 4, y'all host the Rams.
That game, that Denver game. At Denver.
Yep.
Oh, you lose that game.
Dub.
Right, that's 2-2 the first 4.
Well, that Rams game is huge. That's a Monday night game
That's
too.
a big game.
We gonna spank them boys on Monday night like
having
we
their
do
number,
every year.
Week 5, y'all at Carolina.
Dub.
Shit, I don't know now. They
Dub.
might eat you now.
Week 6 at Atlanta.
It was short on them.
Oh man, woo! Look
y'all
at the back end of the schedule.
Problem.
Kansas City, all right.
At Rams, bye. Host Chargers.
Dub.
Don't lose that game.
Week 11 at Arizona. Then y'all got them Saints.
Hold up, week 12. Week 12.
Hell.
Week 12, what the P gonna do that day? That's what the P do in week 12, New Orleans.
We gonna
Miami and Tampa. Look at the back end of that schedule, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Miami on week 13, Tampa Bay week 14. Go up.
Dubs.
Week 15 at Seattle.
Definitely Dubs.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Double
Yeah,
up
man,
on the Dubs.
go up past week 13 though. Go back on about week 12 and shit like that. Boy, that New Orleans guy gonna be real crucial now that week 12, boy.
You
They
got
lost already. You got to worry about that one. Keep going.
He
Well,
come out
the
with
thing
Miami.
is this, though,
He
is-
come out with Miami and Tampa Bay. Boy, that
Well,
shit that crucial, boy.
the good thing is they got three straight on at home. Saints, Dolphins,
They
and
had how
Bucks.
they had the crib on them.
At Seattle. That Seattle game gonna be kind of that's a Thursday night game. Thursday afternoon, 5:15.
They're gonna eat Seattle. They're gonna eat Seattle.
Hot
That's Thursday
dog.
night
I don't know.
game,
It might be
Seattle.
kind of rainy in Seattle that day, man.
Bro, Geno Smith is a starting quarterback. What is he
Yeah, eat
talking
them.
about?
They'll eat them.
Washington and at Vegas. Week
Dub.
18 hosts Arizona.
But I don't see them by
Dub.
9-10 win, boy.
The only games that are toss ups, I would say, are
Boy,
the
you see
Chiefs,
Phil?
the Chiefs,
I don't
the
see them
Rams
9-10
games,
win, boy.
the Chiefs, the Rams games, and maybe the Broncos, just because Russell Wilson is always just wherever he had or no, it don't matter how terrible
Man.
the team is.
And I try to tell you that's in Denver, but them and at the third game of the year, down there, boy, you can't even breathe.
But I'm
You're not gonna win
saying
that game.
so that's the Denver game is a toss up. The two Ram game and the Chiefs game. That's about it.
Man, please.
Man.
Man,
All right,
please.
so
You ain't see the other
look,
folks.
I'm gonna say this. I got the Rams win the division. I think when it comes down to it, they got the best quarterback, of course. They got the best set of wide receivers, I think, as a whole, especially with Cooper Kupp. You know, you still got Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the league. You can make an argument he might be the best all-around football player pound for pound in the league. You got Jalen Ramsey. That defense is still the same. I got the same question about the offensive line. I think McVay is just that highly skilled enough of an offensive genius that he can get things together. He can get the ball out of Stafford's hands consistently, which is, I think, a big issue he never could get through here. When he was here in Detroit, it was just so much holding the ball and just let Matthew Stafford figure things out. He's in LA now with a team and a stellar head coach, at least from an offensive standpoint, who schematically gets guys open for him consistently. Like when you watch the Rams on film, you never see that many open people, unless you watch an Ohio State game, where you got that many wide receivers running wide open all the damn time. So I think the Rams, I don't know if I can really predict the Rams to go to the Super Bowl, given the fact that it's too damn hard. It seems like when you get up the mountaintop to go all the way back down and then have that fortitude to climb all the way back up. So, and then, barring injuries, you never know when that injury bug is going to bite either. But I think the Rams are still the best team in that division. Frisco, it's kind of a toss-up, but I think between them and Arizona, because I don't know what I'm really going to get from San Francisco this year. Because they can tell us on the outside that they got the whole...
What you got last year?
I got a team that was tough enough to withstand a bunch of injuries. That's what y'all do.
And what's the
Y'all
only
stay
difference?
hurt.
What's the only difference?
No,
The
listen.
quarterback, really.
But that's the thing, though. Y'all trying to tell us on the outside that y'all got it all figured out. It don't look to me like they got it all figured out, because immediately after the Super Bowl, y'all was ready to get rid of Jimmy. And y'all thought y'all was going to get for Jimmy similar to what the Rams got for Stafford or what, and that was never going to happen. Y'all held on to this man. Think about it. We was 2.5 weeks out from the start of the regular season. Oh, a week and a half out from the start of the regular season, and Jimmy, y'all just went ahead and paid him. Like, y'all went through all of that for the past, 5 months just to come back to this point where, all right, Jimmy, take this money, go hold this clipboard in case the youngster ain't ready. Because I think at the end of the day, if he was ready, if they were really that confident in Lance, Jimmy would have been gone. And the problem is this. What if Lance, I'm going to ask you this.
What team would have picked up, what team would have picked up $25 million or whatever? So that was part of it.
I mean, they felt it was good enough.
Surgery.
I mean,
Then it's still Jimmy G. That's my dog and all, but we all know Jimmy G on Jimmy G.
But everybody talk about him like he's just the missing link. But I'm asking you this, though. What if let me ask this? What if Lance doesn't work out? Like what if I'm not hoping he does, but what if Lance has a series of games where it's like
I mean, we went 3-5 last year, and they didn't turn to Lance when apparently he was the savior. Why would they all of a sudden turn around and not give the man the chance? He done took all the reps in the OTAs. He done took all the reps in preseason.
Because you guys aren't a rebuilding team though. Like you're a team with playoff and Super Bowl aspirations. So I don't think Shanahan and Lynch would just, if Lance is really struggling, I don't think they would just sit there and just let him sink the boat. Especially if they have a chance to really win. And Jimmy gives them a better chance.
I think the problem is that when people see the situation with Lance, they think about Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith or Steve Young and Joe Montana, and they think Trey Lance got to come in and throw for 300 yards and do all the sidearm no-look pants. He just got to be this much better than Jimmy G.
He got to be consistent.
He just got to throw for one more touchdown. He got to throw one less interception. And then he can run the ball. That's 2 or 3 extra first downs right there that we didn't get with Jimmy. So I think the situation that he's in, the talent that he has, the offense around him, the coaching staff, they turned Nick Mullins into a somewhat feasible quarterback. Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard.
Lesser talented guys who are more pocket passers.
We beat the Rams. We beat the Raiders with Nick Mullins. Shanahan will manufacture offense for this dude.
But that's the thing, man. It's like we keep hearing about when it comes to Trey Lance for the past 2 years or 2.5 years, going back to his prior season before COVID, was potential. Ceiling. At some point in time, bro, you got to get on the field and string together games at a time of high-level play. I mean, we understand that he's mobile and he got a live arm. How many dudes in the league right now mobile with live arms?
I don't know.
It's a lot of them. Like, you have to be more than just potential. He has to get out there on the field.
I mean, there are several, but are there several good ones? I don't know.
Well,
there's 32 quarterbacks in the league. Is Lance the worst quarterback in the league? Not by far.
We don't know because we have no body of work to really compare it to.
We don't know that.
I agree.
At least Fields played last season.
Because we don't know, is that a negative indictment on who he is as a quarterback? You can't say that. Because just as much you could be right, you could be just as wrong.
We had to wait and see. But when it boiled down to it, I like the Rams to win the division. They the Super Bowl champions. I think they're the best team in the division. San Francisco come in second, Arizona third, Seattle last. I believe it'll fall down like that. I don't think the Rams gonna miss a beat. I ain't gonna say they're gonna win the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're gonna miss a beat. I think they still gonna be one of the top teams in the NFC like they were last year.